Hi there guys, Bovine Hamster here, and we're going to be taking a look at me using my steel build, which I'm going to be putting up a little bit later on. As you can see, you've got a health token and a scout's ward. So what I do is I run out here as quick as possible, drop the scout's ward in a location where the melee heroes can't get hold of it, and then teleport back. And that allows us to see if anyone's coming across that lane. We discard the ward, then we cancel the discard, which refreshes the duration on our ward, and then we run back to lane and place our second ward. And we stick it up here where people can't deward it. So we're going to do a little bit of harassment here, just to let Greystone know who's boss. Oh, look at that, he got away on like 1 health. Oh my days. Oh my days. Not actually sure why our Greystone decided to come over here and just start hacking stuff. It's really weird. I thought Rampage was in the jungle and Greystone had just decided to come over and be in the right hand lane. So I decided to go back and go over to the left hand lane. Meanwhile, Chimera and the Howitzer managed to get first blood on our Gideon. So what I'm trying to do, anytime that I see someone taking damage, is I try to stand in front of them. Because I want to be taking the damage as a tank. I thought he was going to die there. So luckily, after almost trashing the Greystone straight away, he's kind of a little bit scared of our ADC, which is pretty cool because it allows me to come over here, obviously save the Rampage from getting killed. But this does feel like a little bit awkward now because I should in theory be with my ADC, but I'm not because our team composition is just weird. On the plus side, I can put that up, which does save the tower quite a lot of damage. Okay, so now the lanes are kind of settled out. I can quite easily see that Greystone's our jungler, and Rampage is supposed to be our off lane. So I'm going to go back to my ADC, who's in trouble. Now, I think I messed up this game. Did I mess up this game? Let's have a look. Yeah. I was supposed to put on the Circlet of Health, but I stuck the tuned barrier on instead. So I could see that the Chimera had gone invisible, and I thought that maybe what he might try and do is gank the Gideon. As you can see, he was getting in that direction. So I thought I'd come over just to support him, just to slow down that gank. And then I thought I'd go back to my ADC because the Chimera is probably heading this way over there, which, as you can see, he is. Unfortunately, even though I'm spamming retreat and careful right lane as much as I can, our ADC is completely oblivious as to the Chimera coming over in his direction. It's quite bad. I mean, it's currently my gear setup that got my ADC killed there. If I hadn't thought that I was gonna have to be on off lane, I would have gone for wards first, and then he would have seen the Chimera coming. So it's kind of my bad that he died there. Nice. Beautiful little ultimate there. And you see, even though I was down to about 25% health, there was no need for me to back off there. Greystone doesn't really pose that much of a threat to a steal because you've always got your getaway. And then we take the tower at 8 minutes. So, for whatever reason, their Greystone decides he wants to tank the creeps. And I'm quite happy for him to tank the creeps. I mean, he's now been bullied out the lane again. He's now going to have to go back and heal. Because if he doesn't, we're just going to take his ultimate. So I picked up my wards now. Gives me a little bit of health, a little bit of damage. I see that the left's being pushed quite hard, so I'm going to rotate over to the left hand side just to give him a little bit of help. I see Rampage wants to go in, so we ultimate onto the ADC's face. And another brilliant ultimate from our ADC. So what I want to try and do is layer Rampage's stun with my ultimate into my bash. In total, that would be a 5-second stun duration, and you can nuke anyone down in 5 seconds. In fact, you can nuke anyone down in 3 seconds, which is why Steel's just so good at the support right now. Steel. Our Rampage decides to go full ham. Full ham, cheese, with some crisps on the side as well. That's how ham he went. He's very lucky that he managed to get away there, actually. If Chimera had been there, he would have been dead for sure. There's no way he would have survived that. So, realizing that I've been neglecting my ADC, I decided to rotate back to my ADC. So I go off in this direction, hoping that the howitzer won't be too bothered about me. And then I come back. I'm thinking, oh, look at how little health he's got. Ultimate time. Go. Get him. Get him. ADC misses his ultimate that time, but he bounces himself into my teammates. That was a real misplay there from the enemy howitzer. But I'm quite happy to sacrifice my life to take a mid. Unfortunately, their Chimera is doing pretty well. The thing is Chimera, I think, is a really bad hero. He's very linear. He can't escape. He has to run at you and kill you, and if he doesn't run at you and kill you, then he dies himself. So Rampage just bullying the enemy ADC there. I turn up for some moral support. It's okay, buddy, I got you back. You did well. Pick up an invis rune right as my ultimate's about to come back online again. So you can see there's a big fight about to kick off on the right hand side. So I decide to rotate around the back rather than the front, so that I can do this. Bam. Get in front of him. I think I just missed him there. Otherwise that would have been another kill. Oh, beautiful ultimate from the ADC again. And that's going to be their tier 2 down at 14 minutes. Notice in this game, guys, when we kill something, we're taking objectives. Like, even though he's at 75% health, ADC isn't backing. Most people at no mana and 75% health would have backed up there, but we push forward to the T2. Now they don't have their jump pads, which is going to severely punish them every time they want to go back to base to get items. So we're going into our first armor item, which is our Genesis Torch. Gives me a little bit of mana regeneration there, a little bit of armor, and some basic pen. The basic pen I'm not too worried about. It's more the mana regen, which is quite good, and the armor. And we've got some basic armor here with some ability penetration and some mana regeneration. Steel's abilities early game do take up quite a bit of mana. So it's just good to have that little bit of passive mana generation. So when you're walking around, you're just making mana passively. So we're just warding up, making sure that we can see any kind of movements through the rhythm. So this is going to be a big fight in the mid. Look at this 3-man ult. This is looking good. Bam, going for it. Bam, done. Oh, what a wombo combo right there. Wombo combo. Steel ultimate into Gideon's ultimate into Steel's pushback. Three people dead, so let's take the T1 mid. Taking a bit too much damage, so get the bulwark up. Step back a little bit. Just trying to make sure that my teammates are taking as little damage as possible. So we've maxed out our Genesis Torch. Giving us an extra 16 ability armor. Just helps mitigate some of that early damage from Howitzer and from the Bellica. I don't have to worry too much about basic attacks because I've got my Bulwark. When it's maxed out, it reduces damage by 90%, which is usually enough. Well, it lasts for 3 seconds, and it's usually enough time in order for my team to kill. Bulwark up. Look at that damage reduction. Bam, beautiful. Good, wait for him to jump me and then use my escape.
An enemy has been slain.
Unfortunately, my ADC came in to try and rescue me there, which was nice of him, but let the support die, guys. Let the support die.
Enemy double kill.
So they were trying to focus me down, which is exactly what you want as a tank. You want to cause so much trouble that they want to beat you up, basically. And then when their ADC focuses you, you just pop your Bulwark and just stand there and then watch as you take no damage. I mean, even if the ADC's critting for 600, he's only going to be hitting you for 60. So, starting to put some aggressive wards into their jungle now. This was a bad engagement by me. But we managed to get away. I was just kind of bashing him away from our rampage. And at this point, you can't walk through raptors. Steel is so big, you can't walk through raptors. And there we go, almost back up to full mana again. Just from that one buff. So what you want to be trying to do is going back to base as little as possible. The longer you stay out, the more card XP you get, the more level XP you get, and the more towers you're going to save as well. So the whole of my team just disappeared there, and that creep wave could have pushed up to the T2 and done some damage. But because I didn't go back, because I went for the river buff instead, we were able to stop any kind of potential damage to our T2. So you've got to be very much aware of this. Now I see on the left hand side, I'm always looking at the map, okay? If you're walking forward, you know you're walking forward. You don't need to look where you're walking, yeah? So every time that I walk in a straight line, I'm always looking at the map, trying to see what's going on. So I'm kind of hiding myself a little bit. As I come out, I see there's a ward, I'm like, ah, crap. Well, we'll go for it anyway. And we come running in. And I decide that my team are coming for this, so I bulwark it up a little bit. Bam! Beautiful. So as you can see, like, I bulwark it up and he doesn't even bother attacking me because he just knows he's going to do no damage to me. At the same time, whilst you're bulwarking, if he's running backwards, you're going to be walking forwards faster than he's running backwards. So it's a real good way of getting yourself forwards, not taking a lot of damage, and getting into a position where you can initiate on the ADC. So again, their ADC's down, so we've decided to come up here and put pressure on the T2. I don't know why our Gideon is rotating around like that. That is going to get them. Is going to get him killed. He should have just run away. And now our Greystone's going to do the same thing. So at the point where I bashed that Chimera out of the way, the Greystone should have just continued backwards. ADC comes up and I see, like, I'm going to have to go in. I need to stop him taking damage. So I'm just going to try and get myself in between the two of them. It was very sad to see that their ADC had no support from their team. As you can see, he went in to try and kill our ADC, and the rest of their team just backed up. Even though our Gideon's down and our Greystone's down, and he knew it was literally just the ADC and the support, as they could see the Rampage on the other side of the map. So they could have gone in, they could have got a third and a fourth kill, especially if they looked at my mana pool and saw that I had no mana. But they decided not to do that. So I finally correct the mistake that I had, and I put my Circlet of Health on. I really messed this up by getting a Tune Barrier instead of Circlet of Health. It's got the same picture, as you can see. I wasn't really kind of paying that much of attention. We're going on to some Elder Mage Amulet for a little bit of extra power, a little bit of extra health for that survivability. So this is the bad engagement that I had. Okay, bulwark goes up, taking that reduced damage. I kind of wish the Rampage hadn't come back to try and save me. And got a 2-for-1 trade there against us. And that could have really turned the match. Luckily our ADC and the rest of the team is pretty good. Bam. Look at that. Right, Gideon's gone full ham. And they're playing a Ring Around the Rosie. And our ADC takes out their ADC. So even now at this stage, I'm trying not to take farm from junglers or carries. What you need is steal rather than card power is levels. So as long as you're getting that level experience, you should be doing quite well. As you can see, I've got KDA of 5 at the moment. Oh wow. Nice. Our ADC got obliterated there. And that's a 4-for-2 trade. I'd be quite happy with that. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that the left side is getting pushed in. There was a massive communications problem. You can't communicate when you're dead at the moment, and I don't know why. So I was just hoping that Gideon saw that massive wave coming in on the left-hand side. And thankfully he did. But even so, that took about 15% of the tower's health, which is quite worrying. So we started to get more ability armor. Really, it's just a case now of finding a pick off and then taking an objective. So I want to bully out Howitzer's ultimate. I accidentally walked into that then. That was a bit stupid. Boom. No chance. Double stun there. Oh, you see them, the ADC, not the ADC, the Bellica's coming for me. So I decided to rotate around here. She's not going to be able to catch up with me. And then I just go around in a circle in order to follow up because I noticed my stun's back up again. But she does use the jump pad. And by the time I get there, she's dead. But again, even at less than 50% health, the idea is to kind of kite and peel. Up the bulwark. Take hardly any damage. And then he rotates off onto someone else. Rampage there. Tank in the tower. Allowing us to take the inhib. 32-minute inhib. Straight over to the left-hand side. There we go. 2 inhibitors down. And now it gets a little bit scrappy because everyone's getting a little bit desperate to try and finish the game. Not quite sure why Grey Stonk decided to go in there. Missed my ultimate. That is just so bad right there. I'm gonna die. So we finished our Elder Mage Amulet. Give us an extra 300 health. Making sure we're nice and healthy for fights. We've started an extra 150 health, so we get 200 health from our Sage's Ward. We've got Barrier for weeks, which is going to help keep you up. Yeah, and the idea is just to CC the opponents and win the game, basically. And if you have the ability to be able to protect your ADC and he's good at farming, then you're going to have a very, very easy game of it as a steal. There we go, so we've got the prime up. So if you're playing properly with a match, there is no way that you should ever get to 60 card power as a support. If you are, then something very, very wrong is happening. Oh, Steel ultimate into into a rampage rock. Bye-bye, Chimera. As you can see, unless he's attacking and killing, he's kind of useless. And that's game. Right there. Whee! Fantastic. And that's how we play Steel, guys. So I'm going to put this build up now. You guys can take a look at it. You kind of got an idea of how to play. The idea is to be very much aware of what's happening with your team, to try and peel where you can, and mitigate as much damage for your team. And the bulwark just helps so much, so much. Okay, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. It really, really helps. And other than that, I shall see you soon. Take care.